Hello everyone, PDF here, and welcome back to the Minerockin SMP. It's been a hot minute since the last episode, and a lot has happened, so let me get you caught up. The dragon fight was, well, I think it took us like maybe 3 minutes to beat it. Right after, I did a very small amount of end busting to get some wings, as you can see here, and a few shulkers. I'll have to do a proper end busting episode in the future, but we'll save that for a different time. Over here at the base, as you can see, there's a temporary wall up around the portal to keep any nighttime creepy crawlies or grumpy bears from murdering us when we step through. I have an actual structure in mind, but I'm still gathering the materials and stuff for it, so that'll have to wait a little bit. As you can see, we have our very own gold farm. It's basically a Foxy No-Tail design. I think it might be a tiny bit like block or two smaller, but otherwise it's basically the exact same thing. And I also have an item sorter down here at the bottom. I'm not keeping the swords to smelt. I know, I can hear some of you yelling at me for wasting all those nuggets. I didn't feel like setting up a smelting system under here as well. You know, you're gonna get the fuel source and all the, it's a bigger pain than I wanted to deal with right now. But for our purposes, this should work fine. If in the future it's not enough, I'll figure something out. Now, what exactly are our purposes, you may ask? We'll get to that in a brief moment. There's still a few more things to see. As you can see, I did change up the entrance just a little bit to make getting, up and down a little bit easier. We have these stairs that lead down to the bottom part now. Rather than the ladder, keep going up and down, and I gotta try and get off at the, right spot. It's not the final kind of iteration. I'm sure I'll change it a few more times until I figure out something in particular I like. But for now, that works. Through our little tunnelway here, you will see not one, but two mud farms. This one turns mud into clay. This one just makes regular old mud. This here is a slight variation on a Pixel Riff's design from a while ago when he made a mud farm in the Bedrock Guide season, 2 or 3? I forget what he's up to now. He had a sort of dropper stack here to return empty bottles up here to this dispenser or dispenser stack, one of the two. For some reason it stopped working, so I just have them going into this empty chest here, and that way when I'm done a session, I just take that out, pop them back in. It works. I'm sure I'll fiddle around with it in creative at some point, but for now, this gets the job done. This little thing here is actually a JC Plays glow lichen farm. We're going to be needing that and the clay for a upcoming build. And then over here this is just a little, as you can see, smart piston set up with some water. I just, for concrete powder to turn it into concrete. I haven't come up with a better way yet. I mean, this works for now, as this is bedrock and we don't have a TNT 100% drop rate yet. I'm talking to you, Mojang. Our big project that I've been gathering a ton of materials for just so happens to be another, and I even have just the spot picked out. Quick stop to pick up some noob juice. This one tastes like burning. Ta-da! This is the spot where we're not just going to build a piggy barter farm. No. We are going to be building a 20 piggy insta barter farm. Bwah! Ha 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 ha. EF cannot be held responsible for any and all future lag spikes. Using my updated design, we'll soon be swimming in all the tasty barter loot that we can stand. I do have sort of a deal with Navdaz for splitting the gravel, as he's the one actually selling gold on the server this season. It just so happens that this farm eats gold like nobody's business, and I didn't want to bogart the supply. That's why I built the iron and the gold farm. The last thing we're going to need is a supply of flint, which we'll get from the gravel we get from the barter farm. See how it all comes together? Now, the farm itself isn't going to be our shop. I'll make a building for that at the base. I'm still trying to decide on a theme for the base area. I'm having some trouble on deciding what exactly I want it to be. And that and, my skill level, or lack thereof, is also a factor. Nevertheless, we shall press on. One quick editing transition later, and as you can see, we now have a giant box. What's in the box, you might ask? Nothing. Nothing yet, at least. This is where we're going to be putting in the pigs for the barter farm. And yeah, gonna be fitting 20 of them total in here, actually. So it's gonna be a pretty decent sized farm. We'll be getting lots of goodies. And we'll be able to see what that looks like here in just a moment. Through the power of editing. And we have ourselves a barter farm. Welcome to the Piggy Bank, as I like to call it. Now, I did happen to bring some gold with me here, so we can test this out. Just enough for like one row for each side, because this thing will chew through the gold like nobody's business. Let me get each side loaded here. Okay, so let's see, there's 10 on each side. So let me get these going, and then we'll come right back once they've loaded up all the dispensers for the piggies. And we'll do a quick run. Make sure, this is how I lured them here to begin with, is I had to keep tossing some gold to them. So I will empty these, and then we'll take a look at what this looks like after a run of a stack each. So as you can see, there's 58 in each, because there's 10 piggies on each side. What I'm going to do is flip this switch right here. I'm going to let this thing run till it runs out, and then we'll take a look and see what goodies we got. Be back in a moment. Okay, we are back. And yeah, 20 piglins insta-trading is rather loud. Just, you know, in case you were wondering. They're all mad at me because the way this works is that gold block going boop, 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 makes them all insta-trade and then they get mad afterwards. So let's take a quick peek. Remember, this is 58 ingots each. We'll run through here. Now, it's going to take a moment for everything to filter through. It is just a single hopper, but basically, as you can see, we've got a whole lot of goodies. One of the most important, actually, being this stuff right here, gravel. Because we can use that to help kind of support the gold farm, which in turn will get us more gold, which in turn we can feed right back into this here to get more stuff. Now, like I said, we are going to be kind of splitting the gravel with one of our server mates. Which one? Navdaz. Yep, Navdaz. So between the two of us, because he has a gold farm as well, but I told him, yeah, we'll figure something out. Maybe I'll just let him come down and, run whatever he wants, run his gold through so he can grab gravel and stuff. But yeah, between the two of us, I get a feeling we'll get enough gravel to kind of hold us both over for a bit. Now, one thing you may have noticed, or some of you may have, I don't have any kind of sorting system for these. And yeah, I'm not planning on making a sorting system underneath here. That's just a lot more work than I really feel like putting into it right now. Probably for the store, when I bring the stuff back to the overworld in my base and stuff. I may sort it out then. I don't know if I'll do an automatic or not, but I'll figure something out for there. Because I'm going to have the store in the overworld. This is just where we get the goodies. I'm not going to do a thing here. I don't want to be around the piggies this much. So it looks like everything has filtered through. So it's going to take me, a few moments to kind of stack everything up here and get it going. They'll be mad at me because I'm going to have to break some either shulkers and or my ender chest. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me. Well, that's fine. I'm used to it. Let me go through and pick out some stuff here. Now, there's 18 different drops for all intents and purposes. I'm counting things like the books. There's 3 different levels, but I'm counting them as one. The potions, you can get potion and splash. I'm counting them separately and the water separately. Now, did we get any of that is my question. Aha, yes. The boots with soul speed on them. I'm counting all the boots as one thing, even though, again, 3 different things. I don't know if anybody wants some iron boots with it. Maybe, we'll just enchant it for the experience or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, 18, basically, yeah, different things that you can get from one of these farms. The potions are good, because as you can see, I love me some noob juice. So yeah, we're definitely going to go through that. Now these I can toss into the brewing stand with a dot of redstone to turn them into the 8-minute ones. That'll save us a whole bunch of crafting. We'll burn through some more blaze powder, but that's okay. And the books, soul speed, these will come in handy. I can combine them all into 3, or maybe I'll sell them individually. I don't know exactly yet. Crying obsidian is just a nice decorative block. We may end up even using some around the basin spots. I do have a couple ideas for the base, but I'm still kind of not entirely sure. We'll figure a few things out though. Obsidian is obsidian. The bricks are nice because then I don't have to smelt netherite. Blackstone just saves me from having to go get some. I already have more leather than I need, but we'll figure something out. Maybe there's a couple things we can make with that to sell. The string will always come in handy because we can use that with bamboo to make scaffolding. That comes in handy and is just good fuel anyways. Yeah, give me a sec to kind of load up some stuff and we'll clear this out. Hey, Future Phoenix here. Hope you don't mind this little interruption. Remember, hit like if you enjoy what you see, subscribe if you want more. Back to present me. Would that be past me? Alrighty, back here at the starter base with all of our goodies. I just came back here because it was closer and I didn't feel like going to my other base yet. But as you can see, we have 10 shulker boxes full of goodies, plus 1 or 2 things on my hotbar, because these were the last 2 things that didn't fit in the boxes. So let's take a look. We have books, blackstone, arrows, nether quartz, iron nuggets, some fire charges, a couple of extra of these potions, and hey, I'll toss those in there, why not? These splash potions, bricks and soul sand, quartz and the boots. Yeah, a whole mixture of other stuff that I just didn't feel like putting into the other boxes. Water bottles, which will come in handy for making more noob juice. and potions of fire resistance. So yeah, just a few things we'll be able to sell at our base when I decide to construct the shop and when I decide what it's actually gonna look like. That's kind of the tough part I'm having right now. We do have a shop we're going to be building over there. I do have a plan for, and I've kind of put the rough, footprint. I've plotted that out, so we'll take a look at that here in a moment. So here we are over at the base area, and as you can see, I've got something laid out here. This is going to be the footprint for our mud shop, as mud is one of the products I decided to sell this season for, I don't know why. These little areas are not going to be accessible. That's why I put a torch. There's one on each corner. And let me see if I can get our shop set up here really quick. And ta-da! Here's our mud shop. Oh, I should make shop like that more often. That was easy. Welcome to My Name is Mud. Now, we have mud fully stocked. Still working on some of the other things. I'm gonna have the dried mud and the bricks, and then I'm even gonna have some clay in here too. Still working on that a bit. I have some of those made up, but it's slow going to make all the different products. So we get the mud shop complete. We've got our barter farm complete. We don't have the store built yet because I still have no idea what I want to make. Actually, the building to look like. Working on a few things, but nothing's really like clicking. Then the only other sort of shop we're going to have to come up with somehow is right back behind us there. Concrete. That's going to take some time to make up. Sand is not exactly hard to come by at the moment, though I will have to find myself a desert somewhere, I think, ultimately. And then with the gravel, yet another thing I'm going to need the gravel from the barter farm for. Luckily, I believe it is Sammy that has sells various dyes and stuff, so I'm sure I can work out a deal with her, or I don't know, maybe we'll just like buy a bunch of stuff or something. We'll figure it out, and we'll get concrete going here soon. I may just sell the powder. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. We'll see how things go. But I think that's gonna do it for this one. Want to see more? Check out this video here. See you next time.